Little red SHAZIZZ here. Been busy trying to stay quiet because there's people sleeping in the other room. Anyway, I gotta show you this. This is a nifty gizmo I've been working on. There's the power supply right there, which runs off of one AAA battery. And what you see right here is a fluorescent bulb that runs down to the earth and has a connector from here to a bridge rectifier out of an old charging one solar powered chargers. If you notice over here, my voltage is at 0.01 and I have a battery connected to it that's a bad battery. It's a 9-volt battery. Now if you look, that 9-volt battery is connected to this little fan right here, and you notice the fan's not turning. And throughout the duration of this video, it's not going to turn because that battery is not any good. Now, the purpose for this bulb right here is picking up wireless energy off of this cap coil right here, and this reactor is connected into that cap coil there. So what I want to show you is something very interesting that just watch whenever I unplug this fan. Let's see if I can get you on that voltmeter there. Watch that fan. Now see? And watch this. I want to do this. Notice it keeps on rising. Connected on there. Watch just briefly. That fan will try to turn. See it jump. That rise up. I believe the energy left in this bad battery is charging that capacitor up. Now watch the fan. Okay, notice it just kicks just a little bit. Alright, now I'm connecting the fan because I want this to go back down to 0. Now this is the portion where it gets hairy because I don't know, I haven't tried to film this yet, so I'm going to pause this section to save this as a separate video, and then start a new video to see what happens whenever I turn this gizmo on. There should be plasma in here. There should be a indicator light power right there, and that fluorescent bulb, you won't be able to see it, but it's probably not going to be very bright. But you notice it's not connected. It's wirelessly charging through that and raising that voltage up over there. So I'm going to pause this and then I'm going to start a new. Okay, so here we go. That battery there's bad. There's a bridge rectifier connected to that aluminum and that aluminum deal that's on the outside of the fluorescent bulb, which is connected to the earth ground. Now keep in mind that fan is not going to turn. And we're talking about two total separate energies going on here. But the key is that voltmeter right there. And this 1.5 volt AAA battery. Can't even get it in there focus. So I'm going to take this battery right here. I'm going to step back just a hair. Yeah, see if I can lock this. Alright, look here. See if I can lock this in with one hand. Can't do it. Alright. Now, I can't tell if this is going to start messing with the camera or not. See the voltmeter. Alright, we started off with a 1.5 volt battery. We're running this. Yeah, I just saw it jump in the camera. Alright, let me pause this. I'm going to turn the light off. Now, I'm not sure if you can see that plasma going on inside there. And I don't know how close that I can even get to this. It is doing wireless energy transfer from the cap coil to the bulb into the bridge rectifier into the bad battery, charging that battery up a little bit. I don't want to get a flashlight. It's fluctuating between 3.8 volts and 4 volts. All that's running off of one 1.5 volt AAA battery. Now, I know I get myself in trouble a lot because I talk about different energies other than what the standard form of electricity is. And I'm hoping that somebody out there can understand and try to find the high-tech terminology necessary to show the other guys out there that want to cuss and holler all the time what's going on. Alright, now if you notice, I call that a cap coil because there's two separate coils in there, two separate capacitors in there. And when this energy is sent from this coil right here, this reactor right here, it goes into that and charges up them capacitors. When them capacitors get charged, they pulse those coils and sends out an energy wave. You can see that neon bulb, and you can actually hear it to some extent, will pop every so often. It's acting as a spark gap. So hopefully you can see that. It's two separate units there. They're just bridged across. I don't want to touch this because this last time I did it hurt. There's a connector from this side here to that side that's bridged across. There's a connection right here that goes over to the positive side, and there's one right here that goes over to the negative side. And the two capacitors are bridged together via this neon bulb right here. And it's all being run off of that. Alright everybody, let me set this down again and try to, can't do it with one hand. I would say that that's kind of nifty. Let's see how close I can get down in without trashing the camera. It goes to the ground. Little bridge rectifier. Add battery. And 3.9 some odd bolts fluctuating. And keeping in mind, that is still under a load. It's not running. Wait till you see here. Okay, I'm going to pause this for a second. Alright. Now it's still going. So I'm reaching over, shutting it off. Power source is out. Down to 0. And connected to the bad battery. No extra goodies going on. Da, da, da. 1.5 bolts. Excuse me. I'm going to set this down here a little bit. So, the battery by most standards is dead. It's a bad battery. It's not even strong enough to run that fan. Strong enough to backfeed into that capacitor. You notice it's still rising. See how high it goes. Ain't no trickery going on here, folks. My buddy Raymond and Muddy's talking about coming down here. I'll show these folks firsthand exactly what's going on. We got a bad battery connected to a bridge rectifier, which is connected to a fluorescent bulb, which is connected to a wire that runs out and goes into the dirt. And it's still rising. This wire right here runs over and connects into the negative side, which is down there. On the other side, you can't see it back in there. Got There's a capacitor layer in there. Actually, you can see both ends of the capacitor layers. This is bridging the gap between that capacitor on that side and that capacitor on this side. This is a separate coil, this is a separate coil, which are running separately into each capacitors. Those are connected from there to over here, and from there to over here, run into this reactor. These are separate stainless steel rings. It also has its own built-in capacitor layer on both sides and its own separate coils on both sides. And it's all ran off of that. And if you notice, that's still rising. Alright, now pause this, fire this up one last time. And before I turn off the light, put it right down there for a second. Can't find the doggone, there it is. Alright, hopefully it don't mess the camera. Alright, look at there. See that? All I'm saying is there's different energy out there. I just took a 1.5 volt battery in my room, which is a mess. Not even in my mad science laboratory. And using this reactor that I designed. Transferred that energy from this reactor. But you see there's a little bit of waste energy lighting up that little fluorescent bulb right down here. It's transferred energy from that reactor to that cap coil. It's a spark gap right there. It's going wirelessly across that bulb into a bridge rectifier, charging that cap up, putting some energy back into that bad battery. And you see what I see right there. Still not running that fan. But watch this. I'll shut that off for a second. A little bit of voltage. Off a bad battery. And you see it jump? That's all you get out of a bad battery and a cap. So the voltage is going down. See it coming back up. Alright. Stay tuned, everybody. Peace and love. Yep, I think the last portion of that video might have cut off. But anyway, energy travels in waves. We're floating in a sea of it. So, with that said, there's a whole lot of possibilities out there as far as alternative energy, clean energy, green energy, whatever you saw down there, a 1.5 volt AAA battery running that customized reactor and charging up a cap coil design, which in turn was sending energy wirelessly across to a fluorescent bulb with a couple aluminum tapes around it, and running into a bridge rectifier, which in turn was running into a battery under a load and still charging. I'm going to do some more experiments with it. Right now I'm just going to get some rest. I'll upload this video later. Peace and love, everybody. Stay tuned. One little short addendum I forgot. I wanted to do. Don't know if that's going to affect the camera or not, but this is a little AM/FM radio. You'll notice the difference in the sound there. That's the machine by itself. So it's definitely sending out a signal. Alright, once again, peace and love, everybody. I'm going to get some sleep.